right, guys. We're gonna get in here fast. Couple updates. I did end the day yesterday minus 150. I had a couple trades I took at work, and right before the day ended, I got in a sell on Nas, got wicked out, and I actually re-entered up here, had a beautiful entry, and then the market closed, and it closed me out for only 150 bucks. So that is why as soon as the market opened here, I re-entered just because I believed the move was not finished and it was just kind of put on pause. So we are in this. It's a 1 to almost 6. Already secured 100 bucks. It's looking really good. And we are also in a gold sell right off the 61.8. Minimal risk, $50, thinking that this might continue downward as well towards the bottom. So the two trades we have are going pretty well right now. And I want to take some time and show y'all what I finished with yesterday because I was working and I cannot record at work. So the morning sessions until I have off days, if I have a day where I'm at work, I just have to work. So okay, here's one of the trades I took. I was in watching gold and I saw it reacting off the 50% and the 38.2. So we got in a buy to start trying to secure some of our loss for last night. We did end up getting a second position and it averaged our price to below this wick. Then we saw it coming up, it was looking good. And then we did end up closing one position to eat up most of our loss from last night. Continue followed it. And then we end up getting stopped out for around break even. I could have secured a little bit more on that. And then this was a gold buy, I believe I took again, trying to re-enter on it off the 61.8 here. And it started going well. Didn't trail as well as I could have. So this was up 100 bucks here. And then we got stopped out. And then my friend actually called out a short on Nas and I ended up taking it. And this is where you'll see, I was like, why did it close? It froze my account at 308 and I was in the middle of a trade. This was the sell and I got in about right here and was making up some of the loss from the sell. I entered around right here and got stopped out. Didn't even have time to like post it all. I got stopped out immediately. And then this trade probably would have made us decent money, but it closed it around right here. So I ended the day minus 150. But now we are in these cells. It's a fresh day. Market's already moving our way, looking really nice on gold and Nas. So we're kind of just going to wait and let these positions cook. I got in right at open. Gold spiked up, got a nice sell entry. This is a sniper. I'm very happy with this entry. So now that it is up double our risk, we are going to move this to break even and secure our 12 bucks. Risk-free trade as well. And Nas is at this low. So we are going to just kind of follow this tightly. Tonight, after taking some advice from some of my friends, I think with this strategy, I've been a little too strict with the taking profit. And there's a lot of times I've let too much profit, in my opinion, run away. So we're going to treat it more like scalps. Like obviously I have profit targets, but I don't want to let so much money run away from me again when I could get wicked out, when I see that it's going to retrace and just wait, draw up another fib, get another entry. So that is what we're going to do tonight because I've had plenty of opportunities where I could have made much more money and executed better. But I was trying to hold to build my discipline and let the setup happen when even though the setup can still happen because of where the move could go while it's retracing, I could lose so much money. So right here we are cool with $100, better than 10, better than 50, but I'm just going to give it a little bit of room to see if this will immediately get denied or not. It is a new 5-minute and 15-minute candle, so obviously this could retrace, and since it did break, if it closes above this right here, we'll probably actually close, wait for the retracement and try to re-enter. But that is only if it closes above this body of this candle right here. If it doesn't close above the body, we'll continue to hold, but we're actually going to just, because this move has been so aggressive, we're going to just trail it and we'll wait for our entry again. That is the 5-minute candle we're looking at here. So Check out gold as well. Gold looks really good. We could move it below this wick here. But for gold, I'm gonna let this one ride. We got a extremely good entry on that. That was literally market open. Now we've got about 3 minutes on this candle. Yeah, like we definitely could get stopped out. Might even be able to add a position. Where's our 50%? It's like right there. I don't think this is coming up, but I will at least take 50. I just want to make sure that I'm not going to get wicked on. We're kind of experimenting with this. Obviously, we can't have perfect execution every time. We're kind of trying to figure out what we can and can do differently to secure the most money possible. Now, this one, like, it would have been better if I was kind of following this, seeing this on the 1 minute and then trailing it earlier. At this point, it is already making the retracement. So we'll kind of just wait there. But if this candle closes looking bearish, we'll actually probably enter again. Try to add in. We did get an amazing entry. Looking for it to come down to these lows, and it's so rounded. This looks, I mean, this does look super bearish. We just want to make sure that we can stay in the play while it's doing what it does. This is good. No, that's really good.
Order filled.
So here we actually are going to add, because at the same time, I'm okay with my 50, but to make my profit target get hit faster, I can just add in a little bit, and we might be able to get out sooner and not wait for the whole move. In the event that this continues to run, we'll consider taking some profit right there. Want to see it break these lows right here. It's more of a range. So to mark that up a little bit better, we'll do one of these. You can kind of see it better. This whole little buy area right here that we're looking at. Once we get below that, it's free fall. We already broke the low on gold as well, so I'm expecting this to fall, and we're going to make sure that we're taking all the money we can. Here's what we'll do. We're going to take a sell. We're going to take one off, actually.
Order filled.
And that moved our freaking, well, it took 200. So that moved our stop to right there. And then I guess we can risk the 50 here. Move our stop up. It's kind of ugly how much it moved our position down. But it should be dropping. Looks like it wants to sell. We already secured 200 though. So we're going to try to break even this as fast as possible. That should be the sell off right there. Yeah, it broke the low. So I will put this at only $50 here. Make sure we don't give too much back. And we should see this start to dump here. Did break the low. Did it break this low? No, it hasn't, but it sure is trying. Gold coming up to retest. I gave a little back on the retest. Let's see if this starts to close bearish again. We're going to move our stop down right there. That is so annoying. Let me grab my position. Yeah, so we'll kind of just wait. Keep this above VWAP for a second. And if it wants to retrace, let's see where it could go. Yeah, so like right
Order
to our
filled.
position. Yeah, literally wicked the 61.8 immediately. Crazy work. Now this wanted to come up. off of this impulse move. Let's see where we could get an entry. New session. If this does become the low. Retest to the 38.2 right there. That's fine. Want to break even this as soon as possible. Not even to give the $50 back. We have already secured 263. Asian session. We're coming for you today. Got a scalp. It can go either way. So it's like just trying to catch these huge swing moves. We can get tapped out so easy. So like right here now, we might be able to get a better entry on gold, and we did secure money from it already. We just want to wait and see on the 1 minute/5 minute. We have a new 30-minute candle about to open. So as long as this is staying below all this and stays rejecting, we will just re-enter. Right at 30-minute, I'm going to try to enter if it hits that 61.8. Tap it for me one more time, gold. Got to make sure this is on gold. None of that silly stuff. Yeah, it's fighting. We might not get our perfect entry, but we could try just to see if the 30-minute open is going to respect these levels right here, and we can take a very short sell.
Order filled.
So we'll try this. Put it at about 50 bucks. We honestly don't even have to give it 50, but we'll put it above the 78.6. It's like 30 bucks. And we can take a couple of those if we get touched out. We'll put it here, because if we get touched out here, it's probably invalid. That is only $50, but I don't even think we need to use all of that. So let's see the open for Nas. Still looks good. Oh, it spiked really nicely. I'm actually gonna enter here and add
Order
up on
filled.
Nas. I like what I'm looking at here. And we'll put this to 150 above this high right here. Nas, we don't need that much. We are just gonna go for the 61.8. We should see some dumping here shortly. Now gold has given me the actual 61.8 entry if we were just a little bit more patient. But we have our risk really low on gold, so unless it wants to come back all the way and retest open price, which it might. Yeah, looks like it might retest open.
Order filled. Order filled.
Gold did tap us out, which means gold might be retesting the open price. We'll leave this at $100 for Nas. Should be breaking soon. If not, it's probably going to retrace. Now gold is testing the big fib. So we'll see what happens here, because on the larger time frame, we do have our 50% fib getting tested. We'll just wait a second on gold and pay attention to Nas. Nas is trying. I don't like the fact that it's catching the bottom here and it's just seeming like it's not ready to dump all the way yet. So it could actually retrace on us. And we have a pretty bad entry at the bottom here if it's not going to break soon. So we're going to close
Order
this.
filled.
We're
Order
gonna
filled.
wait and see if we can get an entry up here. We don't have to force it. I have a terrible entry now. If it does break again, we can try to get an entry in. But as of right now, this is from the open. So that's what we'll take. Took our money. We got $200. We can't be mad at that. And we can always just re-enter. So we'll wait. See if we can get a good 5-minute entry. Got this. Fighting this so hard. Look at that. That is crazy. Now, on the short term, we also do have this fib. So let's see if this is prominent and if we see any levels for this. So as you can see, in the short term, we are actually fighting the bull Fibonacci here. They have used this 38.2 to make temporary support, but they will be flying into the 61.8 on the larger time frame bearish Fibonacci level we have drawn. So in hindsight, if we had this drawn up as well, we probably could have saw that it could retrace there, and it obviously is becoming a strong level. So we might be looking for buys, short-term buys, just into the 61.8 level here. If it will give us an entry, it closed with momentum. Let's see if we can get it to touch the support right here. This buy zone here, we'll take a quick buy and we'll put our stop loss below this low right here. Nas is retesting. I'm glad I cut that. Real boss move. I'm not gonna let that take a loss when I can see that obviously I'm at the bottom of it and it's just not, it has time to and strength to go up and retest something. Man, this might not give me the
Order filled.
retest I want. So we're gonna take a quick $50 risk buy here below this candle. And if it does come back down, great. $500 is gonna be way up here. We're just gonna look for this to go up to our fib level here. This is a 1 to 3, but we could see it reject right at the 61.8 there. Unless this thing wants to fly, it is kind of getting some insane volume, so we'll watch this closely. It might want to go to the 27. I don't know about that. We'll give it some space on the bullish side. Could be flipping finally. I thought this would be a bullish week for gold, but so far if we go to the 4-hour this week, it was just selling down, but this could be temporary pullback, like the fib of this huge move here. Quite the bearish move. Let's actually release this fib and look at our large time frame move and see if we might be getting an aggressive pullback to one of these levels. Yeah, so we actually could see this pull back all the way up to here. If we're catching a swing. Now, I'm not necessarily looking to swing gold. I know that that has pooped on me every time in the past, but we are getting some insane volume at this moment. Trying to take out some highs here, so we're just going to see if it wants to keep pushing or if this is just going to be a retest and a fail. If it does, like I said, we can continue our bearish trend as well with a buy. So it's at the 61.8 here. We'd like to see that breakthrough, or this could be a good entry for us. So, which actually, now that I think about it, as much as I want to see this buy up, could just be buying straight into that 61.8 and flipping bearish. So we need to see this continue to buy, or this could be just a very good entry for a sell. So we'll keep that there as well. As you can see, it is fighting that as well. So we want to see that breakout, or we'll probably be in our sell off this. Can go either way. It's kind of hard to see what it wants to do, but it did break the two most recent highs. This close is bearish. We'll be getting out. New 5-minute candle. Nasdaq did get a slight rejection of the 38.2, but we're just gonna wait here for Nas. I think that it's got, I'm gonna try to run up a little bit more and probably take out this high. We know that this was the 38.2. So if we don't see this continue to pump, we're gonna be expecting it to continue to fail and sell down. Yeah,
Order
let's get out.
filled. Order filled. Order filled.
And let's go back to the 5. Now this one.
Order filled.
Put it at 150. That was the rejection, I do believe. So we'll be taking this down. And what would this be? Roughly 100. So if we can get another entry in, we might be able to get a quick scalp down and just hit our profit target even sooner. That is kind of what I'm going to attempt to do. If we can get this to close. Yeah, it does look like it is failing. The bullish side. Heavy resistance. Heavy selling pressure. Let's see a breakdown below this, and we'll probably add in. Yeah, we can adjust our risk here because we are thinking this is a failure. So if it's not going to fail here and continue to dump, then we'll get out and wait because we don't know what happens if it breaks above this level here. It would invalid our sell thesis. Lower our exposed risk in case we get a big bullish. That is a bearish engulfing candle. This is bearish as hell. Yeah, that's good. See how much more Nas has got. We're waiting for Nas to fail. It did break the low, so that does indicate it wants to go lower. We just kind of have to wait for this retest, retracement to stop. Don't tap me out.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That's what we like to see. We do have to watch for this because it could be reacting off of this fib at the 61.8. So we actually are going to leave our risk at this. You can kind of start to see what I'm thinking here with the Asia range. I mean, I guess I am kind of looking for a break to the downside again, but obviously we have to be careful right here because it could retrace up heavy. I'm okay with my $50 risk though. I have 4 micros open, so if we can catch a little more dump. But if I close early, it will start to move my position down too. So if we get stopped out here, we may just play the fib levels and pick and pop like that. Just trying to set for these breakouts in Asia. It doesn't always want to give it to me. But we have it set obviously here to take 2 off if it just comes and taps the low. So if we get an aggressive move like that, it'll tap me out so that way I don't have to worry about pressing it. Now, that is what we like to see on Nas, starting to fail on that 38.2. We can see this close bearish. We will probably take our sell again and try to put it above this high. That is what we like to see. We're going to give it 30 seconds and we'll probably be entering this sell on Nas. Probably just 1 micro. We can get that bearish momentum close there. Didn't get the close we want completely, so we'll wait a second on that. Now this is nice. It is up 200. Just because we have some divergence happening, I'm going to take 1 off. I want to take 1 off. It does look like. Yeah, we'll
Order
take
filled.
1
Order
off.
filled.
And then we'll make sure we secure our 50 here. We've got our 5-minute open here. Let's see what the 5-minute chart looks like. Yes, beautiful. So we'll take two more down at the bottom still. I am okay with that. I'm trying not to catch these swings too deeply because that's where I've been losing a lot of my profit, trying to wait for the next level instead of taking some off. So we secure 50 here. We hope to see it continue to break down. If not, we took one off. Not too mad about that. And now we're seeing nice selling pressure on NAS. This does look good. Kind of want to enter. I'm just gonna wait for just a little more confirmation. We kind of got like a micro head and shoulders forming on the 1 minute here, fighting the moving average and the VWAP. We see this break, we'll be entering.
Order filled. Order filled.
So now it's a pretty deep retracement that kind of tapped me out, but it is at the 78.6. So we'll see if it wants to play off that. If not, a nice sell on gold. We only have one micro. We can give it like to here again, take most of our profit off on the heavier swing, and then hold this and see if it'll continue to drop. I'm okay with that, having that entry there at the moment, because I do think that it is still looking bearish. But just because we're trying things differently and we had some open lots, we took most of our profit off, and this will be my runner. $50 for 150. I'm okay with that. Let's remember where our fib levels are for this bullish move. Yeah, down there. So we are kind of, the 61.8 lines up with both, like the negative 61.8 lines up with the bullish one. This would be like a super crazy like entry if we could get that to sell down, and then it would probably explode upward from there if it wasn't just gonna drop all the way down to the low. As of right now, we're kind of just gonna let this one run, and we're gonna go see if we can get our sell entry in on NAS. See, that is good. That is why we wanted to wait for this to close. If we would have entered our sell too early there, we would have got instantly pooped on. So far, so good on the session so far. The Asian range. We will check and see, like, just for example, the actual fib for the entire move, even though the session start was a lot earlier. If it wanted to retest, we have a deep buy. Like, we could try buying this
Order filled.
up to this level here. In the event that off of this move and this move, if it's going to sell down, we get like a bullish spike up to the top side. And then now, since this is kind of becoming support, we can see this, give it 75 for this NAS. You can see this breaking out to the upside. So we'll try that out. Y'all see what I mean. Because as much as we wanted this to break below, it did touch below, which gives indication it would like to go lower. But it's kind of holding this level pretty strongly. So we could see this push up. Now where? That is why we have our levels drawn up. We could see it come to the 38.2. We could see it come up to the 0.5. And we have our 50% here. So it probably have some fighting going on once it gets here. But I do think it has a little bit more to run on the bullish case. So we'll just kind of take this. If it starts to run for us, we'll trail and stop it. But I'm not entirely sure that this wants to keep selling yet, just because the market structure it's made right here does look pretty bullish. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I think it's going to flip bearish and sell right now. I think it has a much higher chance of retracing to the top side before continuing back downward. And our open price is about right here, so we could see this come, right here pretty easily. And then if it wants to reject, it can, but it could keep buying all the way up here, or we could go further. So come test the 61.8s, test the 78.6 of the big sell trend that we're in right now. There's a range. It likes to bounce around, so that's kind of what we're gonna expect for. me out, but I don't want to get tapped out on it breaking the wick and then going. So just gonna give this a little bit of time. Little chance here to continue bullish. If not, we will be getting out. That is what we like to see. Go look at gold. Gold might be one to retest that 38 too. But it is fighting VWAP and moving average right now as well. Now it could come tap support again. So since it's starting to do a little bit of that, we'll just leave this at around right beneath this wick. How close can I get that? So we want to see it buy up, but it might want to come retest before it does. Yeah, looking like it might fail, and then we'll retest and try again, or it breaks. So we'll leave this at about $50. It could come to here and start failing. It could come to here. As soon as it starts to go up here, we get a risk-free trade. Like we're very close to being able to risk-free this. And the way NAS works, when it starts to break out, like it breaks this high, like it did, and it's fighting to stay above that, and it's got the support, like this could easily just swing really fast. Just like just as fast as it came down. Look at this buy. So that's kind of what we're looking for. I want that strong breakout. Right now, it's kind of just fighting. We'll see though. It does look, I'm still very bullish on this, so we're just gonna go ahead and wait, not touch anything. $50 risk. This has created a very small range because price is fractal. So if it breaks out to the downside, we see it probably coming and tapping our stop. If it breaks out to the upside now, we can see this probably breaking out to the upside. That is just what I'm seeing here. Well, in a bet, if it breaks either one of these levels here, it is going to move either down here or up there. Moving average is working with us though. As you can see, this moving average has been moving up. VWAP is rounding out as well. This is looking really good. Starting to round out. I think we could see this break out to the upside shortly. That is the wick. So now it's either going to reject and the bulls are going to make a move or it's going to tap us out. So because we had this first, this bullish breakout could also be a fake out. So we're going to wait before we actually add to see if it will break out and then maybe retest and then make this support. And if this becomes the new support, then we'll probably add because we have this top right here. So we could see this become support. So that's what we're going to wait on. Nice. Good job, Naz. 38.2. Let's see if it breaks through this. Because we have two positions, we'll wait. If it doesn't break through this on this candle close, we're going to take one. But we also have a 15-minute about to start. So this could be when it starts to sell off. So we're going to wait. That is the candle close. It didn't break, but it's opening now. Awesome. So we'll move this up 50 bucks. And now we have broke open price. So we're going to trail this. Could be looking for it to take this fib level, but because it is moving so well, we'll put this at the top fib level. And wants to keep buying. Now we have to watch out at the 61.8. We could see a rejection here. If it flies through this, we are almost for sure that it's going to go and tap our TP. So let's see what happens here. We'll move this up 150. It does look like we might be getting a clean TP here. Now it did hit this. It almost TP'd, and we're going to wait. It might not give us the full TP, but we're going to make sure we secure most of our move here.
Order filled.
Awesome, guys. Beautiful TP. What a trade on Naz. Now, we could be waiting for this to close bearish and actually take this all the way back down here. Max daily profit target is 1,500. So that is kind of what we would like to see if we can get a full beautiful trade session going. So we'll go ahead and move this over. We'll move this over, and now we can see the range on the larger time frame playing out. If we can get a 1 minute candle to close bearish, we'll be entering our sell. Let's check out gold. Gold is kind of topping down. It's not doing what we want, but we only have $50 risk, and we are perfectly fine with that risk for now. So we'll leave that there, and we're going to wait for Naz to see if it will react on this larger time frame fib level we have drawn. But we could be seeing this go to the top side if it was playing out this move, but it's really hard to determine because it literally came and took this entire move out except for the low. So I'm kind of expecting this to continue to the downside. So we're going to be looking to see if we can get some candle closures outside of this fib level. Right now, we kind of have to let the bullish move finish. We got our TP. Very happy with that. So we're not going to force anything extra. Now we'll just be waiting for a 1 minute candle close. Bearish with momentum beneath this. And if we get that, that could be an indication, and we can get a very tight sell stop above this level here for a pretty nice risk to reward.
Order
I'm
filled.
going to take it. $100 risk. Might give it 150 for this one because it could get a little volatile. We'll make sure it's at least a 1 to 2. And we'll lower that risk as soon as possible, as soon as we see this next bearish candles form. So we're just going to wait just a little bit longer before we move our stops down. But we got about 5 seconds, and this should be closing bearish, and then we should see the retracement happen now. Yeah, so we'll move this down to, I like the 50, but we're going to leave it at 100. Still beneath it, but we lowered it by $50.
Order filled. Order filled.
Beautiful. You could see it rebound here, or we could see it just continue to fail, and that is when we would see the 50% or the 61.8 it hit. You're so close. That is technically the 61.8 right there, but I think it'll wick into there. And if not, we did good. We captured 90% of the move. We needed 4 points. That is the 61.8, but I'm thinking it'll tap
Order
into the middle.
filled.
Awesome. That feels really good, guys. I can't lie. That's an amazing feeling. We are now officially $170 off of our daily profit target. So we're gonna go ahead and try to wrap this up on gold. It broke below the support. 50% of this would be like right here. So we can see this tap the support. We'll probably add in on gold if we can see this continue selling. Try to get our $170 is what we need. It's to right there, but if we add in shortly, we can see this happen much sooner. So we'll probably finish today with our trade on gold. Yeah, gold looks like it's about to fall off a cliff. This could be really good for us. We'd like to see this keep dropping, but if it taps me out, that's okay. It hit the 27, so it could, that was my initial take profit. So that would have been a snipe. And we just see if it's going to actually go to our next take profit or if it's going to take us out. And the only reason I moved it down to the next take profit is so I can get my financial goal for the day and be done. So in this event, we won't be mad if we get tapped out, but we take a mental note of the fact that it did hit our TP that we wanted. It might not. After further review, I think I'm actually just gonna take this for the day. I'm happy with my trading so far, and I wouldn't like to see any losses after the excellent session we've had so far. So I'm honestly just gonna leave this here. Thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed everything today. Today was an amazing day. We really traded like a pro today. We did everything right. I'm very happy with that. I'm gonna actually leave this here so I can look at it again tomorrow and see what levels were still valid. But I'm gonna go ahead and clock out for the rest of the day here. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed everything today. Please like and subscribe. And have a great one.